Very funny. This week I'm reviewing Labyrinth, which came out in 1986, and it starred David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. A teenager is upset because she gets stuck babysitting her baby stepbrother, and she wishes that the Goblin King would come and take him away. The Goblin King does come and takes him away, and she has 13 hours to find her way through the labyrinth to the castle, or her baby stepbrother will be turned into a goblin. So she accepts the challenge and meets all sorts of weird and interesting creatures along the way. This movie is very strange in parts. There's parts that just sort of mess with your head. I don't know whether that's more Brian Froud's influence or Jim Henson's influence or a mixture of both, but there are definitely weird parts in the movie. What I like most about it is the puppets are incredible, and so are the set pieces, and most of the costumes are very, very good too. What I don't like is the music. I don't know whether I'd call it family friendly or not. It's not gruesome, but there are some disturbing parts and parts that play with your head, especially the one where the puppets take their heads off and sort of toss them around. They take off body parts and become like Picasso paintings. It's really weird. And there's some very mild language, but it really messes with your head, and I'd honestly be more worried about the kids having their heads messed with than the images of the movie. As for the scoring of the movie, it's not one of my favorites, although I do have it in my collection. The story I would give a 7.5 out of 10. It's a little bit better than your average, but not by much. It's sort of a be careful what you wish for thing. The acting is one of the weak points in this movie. The puppets, you can tell something when the puppets or the people in the suits are the best actors in the whole movie. The two humans, David Bowie is not a bad actor, or excuse me, he was not a bad actor. I realize he's passed on now, and that is a loss to the entertainment industry. But Jennifer Connelly, oi, and her parents, very cringe-worthy, not very good dialogue, and the delivery is just plain flat, and she just comes across as a spoiled brat, and I can't root for her at all. Nope, I just can't. The only thing that concerns me in the story is getting that poor little baby away from the Goblin King. Script is about average. Parts of it were weak, parts of it weren't bad. Like I said, there's a lot of playing with your head, a lot of word games in there. 7 out of 10. The humor's a little bit better than average, so I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. There are some legitimately funny spots, mostly with the lovable, hairy, giant creature with the horns called Ludo. He sort of overstates the obvious, but I like him. He's actually my favorite character in the movie. Music, I'm sorry to say, I am not a fan of David Bowie's music. Sorry, it's open to interpretation. And beyond that, there's just electronic stuff that's very 80s and just not good, so I would give it a 5 out of 10. Cinematography was about average, so that gets a 7 out of 10. So adding all this up, the final score for Labyrinth, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's just my personal opinion. You're free to disagree. I know it's very popular among certain groups, especially those that like fantasy, but I just don't like it because it plays with my head and the acting's not very good. But I'll still watch it once in a while. There's parts of it that are fun. That has been my review of Labyrinth from 1986. Stay tuned next week because I will be reviewing another movie from 1986, but from a totally different genre, and that is Space Camp. That's all for today, and until next time, this is the Clumsy Jedi signing off. Bye, guys!